Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hashtasche, and what you see here is, to my knowledge, the smallest item sorter possible in Minecraft at the moment. One wide tileable. However, every 8 blocks you need a block of ice, or you can also not have the block of ice and just have everything to the right one lower, but directly next to it. However, I use a block of ice because I like to have the chests at the same height. Before we count the size, you can ignore these wool blocks at the top here, because I'm in the taiga biome and otherwise the water will freeze. Also, you see the stream here is circling around. You don't actually need that, so you can ignore the stuff to the right here, the complete way back. Everything to the right here and everything at the top there. I just have it there because for the sake of the length of the video I will be throwing items faster into the machine than hoppers can actually process them. However, there's a pretty simple way around it, and it's just throwing items into the thing as fast as hoppers can process them. So you don't need the circle. And that's what this little machine here is for. This is a dispenser, by the way, no furnace. Texture is bugged in the new snapshot. And what this does is, let me just get some stuff here. When you fill items into the hopper, the dispenser will shoot them out as fast as it gets them. And the hopper will pass them on as fast as it can, so these items come in exactly the speed as hoppers can process them. It's about 3 per second, by the way. And it will create no lags, there's no clock running or anything, so the dispenser will only shoot items when it has an item. The way how to do it is comparator into the dispenser, comparator out of the dispenser, into a block with dust on top, and a block diagonal to the dispenser. Pretty simple. So all of these chests are empty. Let me just quickly start this thing here. It's just 4 dispensers with 16 of every item this machine sorts. So in the end we will have 16 in every chest. The size here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1. Yeah, 1.1 something because of the ice. But yeah, as I said, you don't actually need the ice, you can make this one lower. And I did count these blocks here, although there's only a repeater on top, so you can actually use them in other wiring. Doesn't matter if you send power through them or whatever you want. And as you see here, as hoppers can only process about 3 items per second, some of them will go in a circle and go again. Sort the items at the moment. Let me show you how this is built. Let me first turn off this thing here, because it's empty. We have 2 designs here, and you have to alternate between them, but you can put them directly next to each other this way, because the wiring will not interact at all. Let me just show it for a second. There's a torch below the wool here. And here there's a torch below the hopper. Let me just get some white wool here. No, I actually wanted white wool in my inventory. Thank you. We have a comparator out of the hopper, and as you see, it's powering this dust. And that is because there are items in the hopper, exactly 21. And they are in all slots. And as soon as we have 22 here, this dust will light up, which powers this repeater, which I can show you really quick here. Yeah, you can see it. And that powers this torch or unpowers this torch. While this torch is powered, the bottom hopper here will do nothing. It will not accept items from the top, and it will not pass on items. And in the bottom hopper here we have 4 of any non-stackable item. I use wooden shovels because I want to build this in survival, and wooden shovels are pretty cheap. And 64 of the item you want to sort. So actually you need, for every item you want to sort, you need 85 in these 2 hoppers at all times. So you put an item, or yeah, as soon as there are more than 21 items in this top hopper, it will activate the bottom hopper, so the top hopper can pass on the items. So if we put 16 in here, it will pass them to this hopper, which passes these to this chest. And then stops as soon as there are only 21 in here. This design here does exactly the same. However, it has a small bug. Because we use 2 comparators here, the delay is a tiny bit longer, so sometimes it happens that it actually puts out 2 items before it realizes, hey, I'm at 21 items, so there are only 20 in there. That is why the setup here is 5, 5, 5, 4, 2, because when this puts out 2 items, there will still be 1 item here and not an open slot, because when there's an open slot here, any item could go into there. But it really rarely happens, and it's never more than 2. I've tested it a lot of times. So all of these items should be gone now. And there's still some coal and bones. The bones just passed, the coal will now. So we will have 16 in every chest here. However, at every purple wool stuff we can have 17. We will probably not see it, but we might. So as you see, it sorted all the items. And there's not 17 in any chest as it looks like. We'll just go through all of these. Oh, there's 17 in this one. But as you see, purple wool happens sometimes. It's pretty rare though. So every second thing here is purple, and only happened once. And as you see, there's still wool in that spot, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, that's about it. Pretty small, simple item sorting, 1 white tileable infinitely. You might say, hey, at some point you will reach the unloaded chunks, but no, you can actually just curve it and have it way back. And yeah, you can sort all the items that are in Minecraft with this. No problem. You can have it all in loaded chunks. You can, however, not sort non-stackable items. However, you can basically, you don't need the way back, as I pointed out in the beginning, so you can have a last hopper here with no wiring at all, which just puts all the unstackable items, or the items, yeah, all unstackable items and all items that you do not sort out before, will put them all into one chest. So you have your swords or armor loot there, or your records or whatever. Also, another thing to notice is that how items that have smaller stacks work, like these ender pearls. With items Yeah, sorry for that cut. So with items that only have 16 per stack, you have to have them at the magenta short thing here, because it does not actually count the items, the comparator, it counts the amount or the percentage how full the hopper is. So we only have 5 ender pearls in here, and as soon as we put a 6th ender pearl, where are they? Into here, it will throw one out. So you want to have that at the magenta wood thing here, because here it could then happen that the first slot is empty. But yeah, you just have one in every slot and it will work perfectly fine if you use it with this tile here and not with this one. That's about it. Thanks for watching and until next time, hopefully. Have a nice day.